High Explosives was a limited time mode that made Fortnite have a chaotic side. Personally, is one of the modes that spoke to me the most out of the rest. Having nothing but pure chaos and mayhem running through the streets of Tilted was a feeling hard to surpass. And as the years gone by, High Explosives continued to be updated, bringing in the likes of the guided missile, the quad launcher, the boom bow, and so much more. But in recent years, the mode has barely made an appearance and currently continues to get shafted in favor of other fan favorites like 50v50, Solid Gold, and Floor is Lava. So what exactly happened to this mode, and why does Epic continue to not bring it back despite there being tons of recent explosive additions to the game that could make things way more interesting and engaging to play compared to what we had in the past? Well, that's what I aim to tackle in today's video. How's it going, everyone? It's TrulyMystic, and in today's video, we're gonna take a deep dive into the limited time mode High Explosives, come up with an answer as to why it hasn't returned, and give some ideas for potential loophole changes that could really shake things up if it were ever to return nowadays. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. First, we have to start at the beginning. On December 29th of 2017, Fortnite decided to add a brand new limited time mode to the game called High Explosives. Now, this was different from the previous release LTM 50v50, being that this was a limited time mode that you had to play squads for at first, but later on introduced a solos and duos option for. At the time of its release, Fortnite wanted to add a fun, casual mode for the winter season, utilizing the snowball launchers as its main attraction. The vibes were immaculate, as you could imagine the crazy amount of fun players were going to have, causing destruction around the map with some of the strongest weapons in the game. And fun it was. Rockets soaring through Salty, towers practically useless as they could easily get annihilated in just a couple seconds, and even the little sound effects coming from the snowballs before absolutely getting rocked and sent back to the lobby. A personal experience. But it was still enjoyed nonetheless, and everyone loved it. Fast forward to Season 3, and the guided missile was the new kid on the block. Being able to control a homing missile from meters away, a personal favorite of mine. Epic released High Explosives again, dubbing it High Explosives V2, and this time brought the likes of the egg launcher just in time for Easter, which was the main attraction for this version, as well as the guided missile. This time the chaos was doubled, as a new location, Tilted Towers, was on the map. And being that it was always guaranteed to be a hot drop, you could imagine the sheer monstrosity that would be going on over there. This release of the mode was just as fun as the first, if not better, and it was here that High Explosives really became a staple of the limited time modes for Fortnite, pretty much being able to come back whenever with the rest. July 31st of 2018, Epic said, you know what, let's go back to back to back, and brought back the mode again, this time in the form of Fly Explosives, which included jetpacks and the grenade launcher. But damn, if they brought out this mode just a little earlier, we could have instead gotten the Fireworks grenade launcher, which was basically a reworked grenade launcher that exploded fireworks. Still though, this was a creative approach on the mode, and with the addition of jetpacks made it a lot easier to dodge and not get absolutely obliterated. It seemed like every time Fortnite brought this mode back, they tried capitalizing on a new item or explosive weapon added, which would always make things more interesting after integration. One of my favorite versions of this mode was during Chapter 2 Season 3. The choppa, the water combined with the crash pads, the shockwave launcher, the quad launcher, all combined into an LTM for pure monstrosity. However, afterwards, we started to get this mode less and less. The last release of the LTM, I believe, was through a tournament, so technically not even officially during Chapter 2 Season 6. Afterwards, I'm pretty sure we've never seen it again, as it starts to get kind of hard to track LTM appearances. But it wouldn't be too hard for much longer, as eventually we really just stopped getting them. And so we make it to the present, where High Explosives has yet to make a return to Fortnite for years. But why? Well, LTMs in general stopped really making a return to the game due to a majority of reasons. The rise of creative, the push for the metaverse, and an ever-changing map with new mechanics and additions pretty much every season all make it difficult for Epic to really bother with them. But High Explosives specifically is one of the LTMs whose absence intrigues me the most. The mode isn't necessarily game-breaking, as opposed to some other LTMs like Floor is Lava, which even that was brought back. And Solid Gold was one of the last recurring LTMs to stay in Fortnite until that even got shafted, which simply included legendary weapons only. So what gives? Well, if we take a look at why they brought it out in the first place and why they continue to release it moving forward, we can see that each time, at least more obvious in the earlier days, the mode included a brand new featured weapon or item. But Fortnite has had a plethora of explosives and different items added since the last appearance of the mode, so they could have easily brought it back then. The goo gun, the sticky grenade launcher, even different exotics that include explosives, but yet no return. The guided missile is now finally back after years of it being gone from the files, and even that hasn't signaled a return for the mode. The only conclusion that I could honestly come up to is just that Epic doesn't care unless they get something in return. Like mentioned, they rather focus on other aspects of the game than ever dive back into constantly returning LTMs. And the ones that they really only care about bringing back are the more grander ones like Floor Lava or 50v50 to promote something new, whether that be the new Midas skin in the shop or a mode that's on its last legs. If you notice, a lot of smaller LTMs don't really make a return anymore, and high explosives is no exception. But Epic has seemed to forgotten that the community really loves LTMs, and they're a part of the little things that make Fortnite feel special every now and then. The team at HQ is seriously missing out on an opportunity to create a mode which utilizes different explosive combinations that we haven't seen before. Not only that, but a mode that could even offer a creative spin like they did back in the day with fly explosives. Think bigger, think bolder, think better. For the My Hero Academia collab, we could have seen a mode made for Bakugo and his explosive personality, bringing in more sales for the skin and even the collab as a whole. We could have seen this mode make a return for the Cars season and utilize the Anvil launcher that they refused to put back in the game then. A mode that would have been on theme with the scene of chaos and offer a stress-free environment for players who absolutely despise the cars, being able to blow them up whenever. Think super. We could have seen this mode make a return for the new exotic unstable grenade and include all the other explosive exotics and bring light to an item that, let's be real, didn't really make much of a splash in the community. There are countless times to bring back high explosives and have it make sense with the goals of Epic, and they wouldn't even have to try so hard to do so. It would make a lot of players happy and a lot of players eager to see what other twists some other LTMs could get if they were to be brought back now. But I'll save that for another video. And so that's pretty much what happened to the limited time mode high explosives. Tossed to the side in favor of other things without really realizing the potential that it could have for the game again, just like it's shown back in the day. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? I would really love to know. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and use code TrulyMystic in the item shop if you would like to support me there. Now I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, and I will catch you in the next one. It's TrulyMystic, and until then, peace.